Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Amy Ehrlich. Along with Rabbi Sarah Sapaden, Cantor Mo Glasman, and Cantor Sarah Anderson, we welcome you to Shabbat as we gather this week in our beautiful Beth-El chapel. As you relax into Shabbat's rest and joy, I invite you to recall two very special heavenly events which occurred just this week. Tuesday marked the very earthly joy of the last Manhattan henge of the season, when the setting sun lines up with the city's grid on east-west streets, making every sun-kissed viewer part of a cosmic party. And that same day, we looked beyond the beauty and warmth of our own star to NASA's first images of stars and galaxies, and a glimpse back in time to ponder our own origins and our place in the cosmos. Set against that backdrop, we may be no bigger than a grain of sand. Despite all the distinctions which make each of us unique, there is a deep sense of commonality. The astronomer Carl Sagan said famously that we are all made of star stuff. This enduring connection is a source of hope, of infinite potential and dreams, a shield against the many things that divide us and prevent us from seeing our shared humanity or even the twinkle in another's eyes. We simply have to look up to remember. Blessed are you, Adonai, who renews creation day by day. Please join me on page 15. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us together, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק של שבת.
Please turn to those around you and wish them Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Psalm 95 celebrates the beginning of Shabbat. If you turn to page 17 in your prayer books, you'll see the psalmist writes, "Come, let us sing to the Eternal One. Let our song ring out to the sheltering rock." These are the opening words of L'chuna Ranana, which traditionally start Kabbalat Shabbat. And we'd like to teach you a new setting of L'chuna Ranana. If you would, just repeat the words after me, then we'll work on the melody very simply, and we'll put it all together. So after me, L'chuna Ranana,
L'chuna Ranana,
L'Adonai.
L'Adonai.
Again, L'chuna Ranana,
L'chuna Ranana,
L'Adonai.
L'Adonai.
So it sounds like this. L'chuna Ranana, L'Adonai. Easy enough, right? After me, Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai, l'Adonai. And you hear that really modal l'Adonai. Did you feel it? For thousands of years, that little move has been in our people's blood.
I
It
felt
should be
it.
part of you. Cantor Anderson felt it. Let's sing together. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Again. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. That's a good start. Now the choir is going to start with some fancy clapping and some beautiful lechu neranenas, and then we're going to come in. Good? All right, here we go. One, two, three. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Bizmirot nariya lo. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Nariya letzurishenu, lekadma panav betoda. Nariya letzurishenu, lekadma panav betoda. Bizmirot nariya lo. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Feel free to clap your hands. Lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Nariya letzorishenu, lekadma panav betoda. Nariya letzorishenu, lekadma panav betoda. Bizmirot nariya lo, bizmirot nariya lo, bizmirot nariya lo. We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 25. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmiyanu-El meyuchad, Adonai echad u'shamo echad, l'shem ultiferet v'litchila.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat.
תתעוררי, כי באורק ומיורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
לך דודי
לקראת כלה, פני שבת
נקבלה. Now just on La, you know the melody, sing with us. La ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי
לקראת כלה, פני שבת.
Please join me on page 4. May the door of this sanctuary be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this sanctuary be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this sanctuary be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. As we turn to page 67 for Baruch Hu, I invite you to rise as you are able. O God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, "You cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you." Even so does your goodness pass before us in the realm of nature and in the varied experiences of our lives. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives. Then you live within our hearts, and we through righteousness behold your presence. We rise and say together, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
I, the Eternal, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations. We are Israel, our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world. Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed. You shall not oppress your neighbors nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds. We are Israel, taught to beat swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace. Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children shall be taught of the Eternal, and great shall be the peace of your children. We are Israel, O God, when we proclaim you the God of freedom, as did our ancestors on the shores of the sea.
מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זרי לי, ענו ואמרו. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Cause us, eternal our God, to lie down in peace and to awaken each morning to renewed life and strength. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Help us to order our lives by your counsel and lead us in the paths of righteousness. Be a shield about us, protecting us from hate and war, from pestilence and sorrow. Curb also within us the inclination to do evil, and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Guard our going out and our coming in until life and peace from this time forth and forever. Blessed is the Eternal, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all people, and over Jerusalem.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 לה
We rise for the Amidah on page 72.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel. Ha'el הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל. וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם, Bezrat Sarah.
Eternal God, the power of your Spirit pervades all creation. When we open our hearts to you, we are filled with your strength, the strength to bear our afflictions,